Hi guys, it's Poonam here. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing really well. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing for you guys another sunscreen, and it's this one here. It's the Isntree Hyaluronic Acid Watery Sun Gel. This one is SPF 50, as you can see, with 4 pluses, and it has UVA and UVB protection, which is basically what you want. It's a really high factor protection, which protects against obviously the UVA and the UVB rays, which is what you should be looking for when you're looking for a sunscreen. So this one is a chemical sunscreen, not a mineral sunscreen. So you're not going to get any of that white cast that you would do with a mineral one. This one in particular contains 8 different types of hyaluronic acid. It also contains niacinamide in here, which is actually good for blemishes. It's also got centella asiatica in here, which is good for calming the skin. And stop it from being sort of aggravated, which I think is really great. And obviously, as I say, it contains 8 different types of hyaluronic acid. I think the idea is that it contains different sort of molecular sizes of hyaluronic acid so that it sort of penetrates different layers of the skin. You get 50 mils of product in this, which I think is about average for a sunscreen. I've been using this for, I would probably say, a couple of months, and I kind of just choose in between different sunscreens. But I have been reaching for this one quite a lot because I really like it. It applies really beautifully onto the skin. As I say, it's got that hydrating element, which is quite nice to it as well. And I also feel like it's kind of got a great base to sort of apply makeup onto. I really like the packaging. It's quite nice. It protects the formula because it's, airtight, closed. The spout as well is quite nice too. You're not going to really waste any product with something like this. It's not going to sort of tip out everywhere and make a mess, which I quite like. So I'll just show you guys the consistency of it. I'll just pop a bit on my hand. So it's not watery, as you can tell. It's not very thick either, I'd probably say. It's kind of somewhere in the middle. It's almost like a light moisturizer. It does refer to it as a gel. I wouldn't say it feels like a gel. I would say it's in between a gel and a light moisturizer. I'll just rub that in. It's really fluid, it feels beautiful and light on the skin. It's not going to feel greasy or heavy, and it absorbs quite nicely as well, as you can see. So I'm going to do a demo for you guys as well, just so you can see what it applies like onto my skin. So this is how I apply it. Let me show you guys how I apply it. So I basically do a couple of strips like this onto my fingers, and usually I go in with 2 layers. I don't really like to apply too much in the first instance, because I kind of prefer to have thin layers so that it absorbs better. If I just sort of apply a thick amount in one, then it just doesn't absorb as well, or it just takes a bit longer. And that's kind of, for me, it's a bit annoying. I'd rather just work it in this way, and then that way it applies better. I don't have to wait too long, and it doesn't feel too thick and uncomfortable on the face. And I really make sure that I get in there and get down onto the neck as well, because this is the area that tends to age quicker, I would say. This and the hands, and for me anyway, my under eye area ages a lot quicker. So those are the areas that I like to focus on. But I still try and get like an even application. So this is what it looks like on with the first layer. It's kind of there's a slight tack to it initially, and I think this is why I say that it's actually a good product to apply makeup onto, because it's kind of got that slight tack, almost like you would do with like a primer. So I feel like makeup sort of sticks to it a little bit better, but it does dry down. It does dry down quicker. It does dry down nicely, should I say. So this is the first layer. Just showing you guys so you can actually see the skin texture. Sometimes it's not apparent on camera, and it kind of annoys me a little bit. Like, you can see my pores and stuff there, which is normal. There's nothing wrong with that. That's just skin. But yeah, so this is what it looks like as the first layer. So I would usually leave this a couple of minutes just to completely dry down before I then go in with my second layer. If, for example, in the UK it's cold, it gets dull, it gets depressing. In that instance, I'll probably just go in with the 1 layer, especially if I'm not really thinking about going out. In sunny weather, Sorry, I've just applied the second layer. It was just on here and I just sort of picked it up. Yeah, in sunny weather, I mean, I am the first one to be sort of slathering my face in sunscreen because, yeah, I just don't want any sort of damage to the skin. I've actually got some sun damage here, if you can see. These 2 dots. That was actually when I was a lot younger. And I went on my first holiday with my friends and I literally just sat out in the sun without reapplying, and that's what happened. Or at least that's where I think it happened. It may have like, occurred over time. I'm not entirely sure, but basically I don't want any more of that. So this is a second layer. So this is the second layer. As you can see, it looks a little bit more shiny, like it's kind of glowy, I would probably say. I think it really looks beautiful on the skin. It's quite nice, and this is going to take a little bit longer, I think, just to absorb into the skin. But this is what it looks like on. I think it's really nice. I think it's one of those ones that feel quite comfortable. It doesn't feel heavy on the skin. It doesn't feel like sticky. It feels quite nice and light, and it does feel hydrating because obviously it's going to, because of the hyaluronic acid in there. It's definitely one that I reach for on a daily basis. It's going to be really great for all skin types, I would probably say. For oily skin types, the more you apply this, I think it's going to leave a little bit of that sheen on the skin, which I'm not sure whether you would enjoy it, but I do have combination skin, so I get oily in the T-zone and a little bit dry around the edges. And I find this okay, if I'm honest. I don't really feel like it's overly greasy. Obviously, it all depends on, the makeup that you use. There's so many different factors that go into that. If you're just going to be using this on its own, I think you'll be completely fine. It's excellent for sensitive skin types. I would definitely say that, just because there's no artificial fragrances in here. It's free of essential oils. It's a really gentle formula, I would probably say. So I usually get this online from Stylevana or Yes Style. I just sort of check and see which ones are cheapest. You can also get it on Amazon, I think, for about £13, 13 or £14. On Stylevana, it's about £12, and Yes Style, it can be slightly different as well. And I just usually cross-reference and just see where it's the cheapest. But I'll link this down below for you guys with all the different links for where you can get it, and obviously just check where it's the cheapest and get it from the cheapest place. It makes sense. But I think about £12 to £13 for this is a reasonable price because it's such a good sunscreen. It's reliable. It's not irritating, and yeah, it's just a really nice one to use. Yeah, I hope this review was helpful for you guys. If you've got any questions, let me know down below, and I'll be happy to answer those for you. If you've got any requests for sunscreen reviews, please let me know. I have a ton of them, and I really just need to start getting around to recording these videos. I think I keep saying that in my videos, but I will do it. So this is the start of that. But yeah, let me know, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you for the next one. See ya!